So we left the very closed and shut down Magaluf and made our way to the airport to collect our hire car. Okay, so we have said goodbye to Pete and Dan. We are now in our hire car. So we're going to travel up to the northern part of Majorca and explore. So hopefully it'll be fun. We'll see you guys when we get there. So we headed off excited to explore the rest of the island. Our first stop was Drach Caves, which are located on the southeastern part of the island in a town called Porto Cristo. So we are on our way to these caves. I don't quite know what to expect. They look really quirky. This side of the island actually seems to have quite a few different caves. So we're going to check these ones out. The caves are along the coast and were formed somewhere between 11 and 5.3 million years ago. These caves consist of 4 interconnecting caves that reach a depth of up to 25 meters and are 2.4 kilometers in length. It's really interesting because you can tell the depth of the water by the colour that it is. So for example, if it's green, then the water's about 3 meters deep. If it's blue, the water's about 8 meters deep. And if it's white, then the water is only 1 meter deep. I don't know if this captures the sheer size of this place, but it is huge. Never seen any sort of stalactites like this. It's amazing and it's incredibly old. So we made our way deep inside the cave and got to explore these amazing formations. I've not seen anything quite like this before. So we all gathered in the darkness to watch a performance that was taking place on the water, an orchestra that was on a boat. It was so cool to listen to it and in such a unique setting. After the concert, we got into a boat and sailed along Lake Martel, which only took a couple of minutes but gave us a unique view of the caves from the water. And finally, we see daylight. That was very cool. That lasted an hour. It was a fun experience. So after experiencing those amazing caves, we decided to make our way up to Cap de Formentor lighthouse. It was great driving through the towns and seeing more of Majorca. With views like these, we couldn't help but stop and take in our surroundings. The next part of our journey took us into the mountains towards Cap de Formentor. So it's so cool that we're driving through the mountains. We're heading to a lighthouse and I didn't know it involved a mountain drive, so that is an added bonus because I love driving through mountains. So much fun. We began our drive up into the mountain with amazing views of the town of Port Palencia, which was down below. Look at this view, isn't it magical? Wow, guys, seriously. We travelled deeper into the mountains along the Cap de Formentor Peninsula, which is on the northern tip of Majorca. So we just thought we'd stop here. As we were driving past, we saw this little viewing spot where you can climb up these stairs, and it looks like There's some cool views of the ocean. And it almost looks like in the rocks there's remnants of a fort. But you can see there's little, like a tower. And in the rocks it looks like a kind of fortress wall. So we're going to climb up here and show you guys the view. It is actually a tower, and it's called Albuquerque's Watchtower, a surveillance point for the island which dates back to the 16th century. The Serra de Tramuntana mountain range is 20 kilometers long and quite dramatic to experience in person. Cap de Formentor, often referred to as the meeting point of the winds, is a particularly cool spot. This is a lovely surprise. I did not expect this. This amazing viewpoint and these absolutely stunning mountains out of this world. Oh my god, guys, this is amazing. The view is just unreal. And it's so nice because we didn't know this was even going to be here. So we are up on top of Cap Formentor, and out there is the Balearic Sea, and it's gorgeous. It's definitely living up to its name of being windy, but with views like this, who cares? We carried on heading to the most northern tip, Cap Formentor Lighthouse, but as we got closer, we discovered that the road there was closed. I'm going to try and climb up here instead, see if I can fly it, and maybe see the lighthouse from here, if we can. The lighthouse is 210 metres above sea level, and construction began for it in 1857 and took 6 years to build. In fact, the Bishop of Majorca ordered an altar to be built for the workers so they could attend Mass before work. This part of the island, which is known to be super windy, lived up to its name, and as I tried to get my drone back, I ran into some serious trouble and the battery life dramatically depleted, and I sadly lost my drone. So basically my drone has just crashed. I couldn't get it back. It's just so frustrating. It was over the water and I was flying it, trying to fly it back, and it kept trying to land in the middle of the ocean, and then I got it close enough to the rocks, but it's right down the bottom. I don't know where, because it just blacked out. I don't know where it's gone, so it's just gone. So that's a big pile of shit. So with heavy hearts we left. I can't tell you guys how sad I felt having to leave something behind that had taken so long to be able to buy and was a very special gift from Tig. It was really, really sad, and definitely something that really put a dampener on everything. Really sad for both of us to leave that behind. So the rain started pouring down and we checked into our hotel and grabbed a meal at the restaurant on site. Tig had a prawn tempura to start and then a mushroom risotto for his main. He loved both dishes, but especially the mushroom risotto, which I tried and really loved as well. I had a selection of croquettes for my starter, which included curried chicken, goat's cheese and leek, and black cuttlefish. I liked the cheese and leek the most, but the others, especially the cuttlefish, weren't my cup of tea. I then had stir-fried noodles, which weren't bad, but a little too salty for me due to too much soy, I think. After the food, we went up to our room and settled in for the night. So it is pouring outside. We are going to try and see if the drone made it onto the rocks, and we're going to see if we can somehow get down there, but it's not looking hopeful, guys. It's not looking hopeful. Sad day. So sad when you lose a drone. That was like our little travel companion, so RIP drone.